welcome to Miss Kitten Heart Creates, my podcast about creating a handmade wardrobe. My name is Malin. I live in Sweden. This podcast is a part of my wardrobe project, and I have outlined this project in 3 points. The first is my goal to have an entirely handmade wardrobe, except for the occasional thrifted item. The second part is that I will only use vintage, thrifted, gifted, swapped material. I will not buy new in the stores. And the third part is I am waiting for a gastric bypass, and this time I actually have a date for my surgery. I am doing it October the 3rd in a month, so I am starting a liquid diet, a VLCD diet on Monday, and after that hopefully I will begin to grow into my smaller clothes, because that is the third part. I will be making clothes in smaller sizes, not in my current size. So welcome if you haven't been here before, and welcome back. It's good to see you if you are back. Today I have piles everywhere around me. I have several finished objects. I have a couple of whips. I have some thrift finds. I have some stash. And I have my faithful cup of tea. Today is just Lipton lemon tea, just usual tea. It's okay, it's not fantastic, it's okay. It's tea with milk. Where to start? I think I will start with the buttons first. I have a favorite buttons of the week, month, episode. Favorite button of the episode. And these are some of the ones I like particularly much this time. These ones, the sparkly, glittery ones, I actually swapped for. I found them on Instagram, and I got 12 of the gold glittery sparkly buttons, and I sent some of my vintage buttons in return. And as I said, swapped material is fantastic as well. And actually a big part of my stash pile is swapped. I traded it with a friend. She got 2 old typewriters from me, and I got a big basket of fabric and some vintage clothes from her. So why don't we just dive into the stash? This fabric, I think it's my favorite, and it actually came already cut in a couple of pieces. So this will be a blouse when I'm finished. So the front and the back is finished, is cut. But I need to make sleeves, and I'm thinking pussy bow, and I'm thinking some kind of belt, band, tie, something in the waist. This is a striped cotton. It's not a huge piece, but I'm thinking that maybe, hopefully, I can make a gathered skirt from it. I think that would be nice to wear in the summer. This is just tiny pieces of black denim with red berries, and I'm thinking about using it with this heavy cotton, dark blue heavy cotton, and maybe making a pair of shorts with them. So I will use the dark blue for the actual short, and this for maybe pockets or a yoke or something. I think they will work together. And this is just a light blue teal cotton. You can use it as a muslin or something. And again, a light blue cotton. This is with some texture. I'm thinking maybe a blouse, maybe, let's see, it's 1 meter, almost 1 meter is not a lot, maybe a blouse. And this fabric is a curtain, so there's not a lot of fabric, but I thought it was it's very 80s. It's fun in a kitschy, kind of tasteless way. But I think you can make something lovely with it. Again, just a plain pink fabric. Also thinking for muslin or something. This is also a curtain, not a lot of fabric, but I'm thinking I should be able to make something out of it. I think it's really pretty, and it goes really well with one of my finished objects today, which I will show you in a little bit. This fabric is, it's not very me at all, but I liked it. It's a heavy cotton with stripes in green and blue and yellow, and it's a decent piece. I should be able to make maybe a dress from it. And I'm thinking about combining it with this fabric. Also cotton, not as heavy, and the stripes are in the same color families as the other red. So I'm thinking about combining them. Yeah, maybe a dress, maybe. This is just an unbleached cotton, and I'm actually thinking about printing on it, stamping on it. I have some stamps in my art supply stash. Among those, some mustache stamps, and I love mustaches. So I'm thinking about stamping black mustaches, kanske? Maybe, sorry. Black mustaches, black mustaches maybe. This is also a rather heavy cotton, and I'm thinking a dress or a skirt or a jacket, or I don't know. It's a few meters, so I think I will be able to make something with it. This one I also really like, brown with white stripes and little flowers. It's a cotton and it's 3 meters and 90 centimeters wide. So I think it screams dress. Actually, I think everything screams dress. This is, I think it's my favorite one of them all. It's a green gold bottom with a olive green stripe, and it's a shiny cotton, poplin you can say, and it's just a little piece, but I'm sure I can make something from it. And this is also one of those, it's not me at all, it's very, very 90s curtains, and it's a pair of curtains. But I think I should be able to make something from it and make it really cute. I hope. Yes, there were some clothes in that trade as well. This 70s shirt with a great pattern on black with a very 70s color. I'm thinking maybe if I should change it, or maybe I'm keeping it the way it is. And another shirt, and it's so wrinkly. This one is very 80s. It's longer in the back than in the front. And shoulder pads, of course. But I really, really like it actually. And I don't even like pastels. And this jacket, I would say 70s, maybe 60s. And it needs some repairs, but it's a beautiful, beautiful jacket, and I really love it. I also found some stash in my stash, forgotten stash. I found this fabric. It's a thin cotton, and it got some great drapey fall to it. So I got threads in my nose. It wouldn't be me if I didn't think pussy bow blouse. But how many pussy bow blouses can you have? Pussy bone dress, maybe. And more pink. I got this yarn, and it's huge. See, it's almost as big as my head. I got 2 of these earmuffs, and it's a super chunky yarn. It's one skein is 300 grams and 150 meters, so it's really chunky. And I'm thinking about making a scarf for one of my finished objects, and I hope I have found a pattern, and I hope there will be enough of the yarn, because I have another yarn which I am running out of, and actually I won it in a giveaway, and I cast it on yesterday, 2 days ago, and I only have these 2 little cakes left. There. And it's a tweedy purple, grayish purple with pink in it, and it's 38% wool and the rest is acrylic and polyester. And I have 3 cakes. I just found the 3rd cake. So this is becoming this Salka cardigan, and I think it's really cute. And that takes me very smoothly to my works in progress. So I have made the back, and it's a nice simple pattern, a double moss stitch. And maybe I should have used a solid yarn. The pattern disappears a bit, but I think it works. And I have made a left front, and I have started the right front. So I hope this cake lasts a while, because I don't have enough of the yarn for both the sleeves and the knitted edge. And it's Sirdar Supernova Chunky, and they don't make it anymore. But hopefully I will find more skeins on Ravelry. You can always find skeins on Ravelry. I have another knitted whip, which I had just started in my last episode, and now I have made progress. It is my ice cream shawl made from sock yarn, and I am really loving it. I ran out of this green yarn, but I had the same kind of yarn in blue, and I think that works pretty well. And I'm actually coming close to the end of this. I don't have very much yarn left, and I really look forward to finishing it, because it's a bit of a tedious knit. It's basically a stockinette stitch scarf in sock yarn, and it takes ages to knit, especially now when the rows are long, very long. So I have 2 whips, and both were knitting whips. I have 4 FOs, 1 knitted and 3 sewn. And I'm starting with the knitted one because it was almost finished last time. And it is this jumper. It's made with blue acrylic yarn. I have no idea the name of it. And then I use duplicate stitch for the rainbow patterns, for the heart and the bow and the rainbow. I altered them a bit, but I found the patterns on Instagram. They are pearly bead patterns, because I thought just the plain blue jumper was a bit boring. And actually I really love it now. And I was very hesitant a long time with it, but it ended up really nice. This is a Mimi blouse by Tilly and the Buttons, Tilly Wall, and I love the fabric. It actually was a dress I bought for cheap, second hand, and I made it into this blouse. Actually, the fabric was a bit of a nightmare, partly because it's very thin sheer polyester fabric, also because that dress I bought and used, it was sewn in panels, so I couldn't get the back and the back yoke and the back collar. I couldn't make them in one piece, so I had to make 2 pieces and sew them together. The buttons are vintage. I think they work really well, and I can't wait to use it. I'm thinking about making another Mimi blouse, but with a sailor collar, the ones with the, I think that would look really good, a sailor collar. And I have another blouse, and this is made almost from the same pattern as my Pussy Bow blouses. It's by Vera Venus. This one is just pull it over your head. I have of course altered it quite a bit. Instead of closing it in the back, I made open it in the shoulder and sew it in buttons, vintage buttons of course, and I made a big pussy bow on the shoulder. You can wear it up or down. Also, because I don't think I could fit it over my head, I added a zip on the side. And this is one of the things where pretty much everything is vintage. Not a thread on this one, but the fabric is vintage. It used to be a curtain, and the buttons are vintage, and the zip is vintage. So I love making things like that, making new things from old things. This I had started last time, and now it's finished. It's a coat made from a 60s pattern. The fabric is newer fabric. It's thrifted, but it's a curtain. The buttons are vintage, and the lining is vintage as well. And it's a brushed cotton, flannel, and the lining in the sleeves is different because I ran out of the purple fabric. And I love how it turned out. It has pockets and 4 buttons, and it's not a winter coat, it's not that heavy, but it will be fantastic for spring, fall, autumn, spring. And I'm thinking a scarf with this one. It has both red and pink in it, and a chunky scarf for this one. And also making maybe a skirt with this fabric to wear with this. It's one of those matchy things, but not matchy. So that is what I have made and what I am making, and my new fabric and yarn, and nothing of it is bought new, and everything is thrifted and secondhand and vintage, and that is what I had to share today. Next time I'm not saying it's in a week, I'm not saying it's 2 weeks. Next time will be when I feel I have things to show, when I have finished this blouse, when I have finished my scarf. I will probably have finished other things. So I will be back when I have something to show you. I just leave it like that. I am happy you stayed, and I hope you enjoyed my big stash enhancement and my big wardrobe contribution, and I hope you have a good day and a good weekend and a good evening, or whatever it is. Good week, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you back